I hope this doesn't drive you crazy.
No.
We're announcing tomorrow.
Good morning. Oops.
Good morning.
We're not live yet. Or we were on YouTube, but not Facebook. Did you know there was a major internet outage this morning?
Nope.
Like the whole internet was down.
Nope,
for a
because I was
little while.
on and it was fine. Okay, this is done.
Good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, the 8th of June.
So I have an announcement before it, thoughts come in my head and leave my head. Sometimes not before I've articulated them. So we are switching red, white, and blue.
Sometimes mid-thought.
Sometimes mid-thought. That's a scary thing. We're switching red, white, and bloom. So red, white, and bloom was supposed to be Thursday. I just switched it. There is no supply list yet because I was piecing my back and getting everything together, and I didn't even think about it. So I will put together a supply list today. We are going to be quilting, and I'm going to start off with quilting. I'm going to be quilting the blocks that have the embroidered designs on them first, and then I'm going to be using the quilt pack. So, and you don't have to have the quilt pack. Remember, it's not really a class. It's just a sew along. It's just girls getting together and quilting their quilt top together. I haven't done a dry run or anything. I'm doing it with you as I'm doing it so I can get this done, and that's why
So
we
it'll
make
be a
it free.
real sewing experience.
It'll be a real, because I might be like,
That didn't work.
let's do that differently. So I think and I'm just thinking through it. I'm looking at, I have love notes in front of me, and I used a combination of the fills in the machine, which you can do. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to use stippling fills in the machine. I'm probably going to use those to go around the embroidered designs. And then I'll use some fills that are in the machine, and then I'm going to use some of the quilting designs from the quilt pack. So there's lots of different options. If you do not have a machine that has a camera that has the fills, well, come on down today and get one. Or, you might just be stitching with us, and you might do stitch in the ditch, or you just might do traditional free motion quilting. But those are the things that I'm going to be using. So what I did work on this weekend is I did finish my quilt back. I always use, if you know me, you know that I like to use up every bit of my fabric. So I just went ahead and pieced up my quilt back from all the leftovers. So and I just work in sections, and then I just put it all together. And this time, because I didn't have a really big one, I used some leftover muslin strips. I saved everything. So this is like leftover muslin strips from...
This was Momo's bed.
This was Momo's bed. I'd be like, don't you lay on there. And then he'd go on there with like his rawhide and start chewing. It was so disgusting. So I have an extra border here so I can use my snap hoop. And I'm going to send you a supply list for this. And, it doesn't really matter which way I put this down. It's not going to make a difference. I think I actually did have some of these that were a little directional. So I'll look at that beforehand. So what you need for red, white, and bloom tomorrow, you need your quilt back, and you can use, did it come with, a lot of you bought the backing kit. I never buy the backing kit because I always piece it together, but this took me all day yesterday. So if you don't have the time or you don't want to do it, then just buy the backing kit. So, and I think the backing kit was 1.5 yards. Have it all together. You want to have it all together. You should have your quilt top together. So I finished doing this yesterday too because I had to put my border strips on. It's cute, guys. Here it is. You're not going to put your embellishments on until later. We're going to do that together. But tomorrow is going to be the quilting. I'll do the sashing separately.
So no embellishments until...
Don't put on your embellishments. We're going to do that later.
And that goes on after the quilting, right?
And some of these, I'm looking at them. Some of these I'm not even going to do quilting. Some of them I might just stitch in the ditch. I'll do quilting on... Yeah, there's not a lot of space.
There's not enough room. Yeah.
There's not a lot of space on there. See? I'm just thinking as we go.
A real sewing experience.
It's going to be a real sewing experience. A real sewing experience, ladies. So
A
this is
sewing extravaganza, as it were.
so you need to have it layered. I'm looking at it going, there's not. I'm just figuring out how I'm going to do it. I'll be thinking about it tonight. And, but you're going to need standard stuff. You're going to need, I'm going to use a snap hoop. So a snap hoop and your thread for quilting and the designs, and we'll use a combination of everything. We're going to do it all.
Gail Carson says it's cuter live than in the picture.
Wait till you see it. Some of these squares, I got to tell you, the wildflower, the jar, that one is my favorite. But I love the fireflies, and I love the flags. I love the way they did the flags with the embroidered stars and then the stripes. And I was on the fence about using this as the border because it's pretty busy. But I love it. It's just there's something about it. It's super sweet. So, I was going to do something else, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it just the way they have it, and I think it's adorable. So, have that ready, and I will send you a supply list. You might not get it until tonight, but you'll get a supply list. Just have everything you would have together for if you were quilting, and quilting in the hoop. This morning, we have a brilliant sewing class, so that's going to be any of those midline Baby Lock and Brother machines, the 700, the 950, the 1350. It's also going to include the Brilliant, the Lyric, the Soprano, and that's it, right?
Presto? Or
No,
Okay.
because the screen's too different.
Gotcha.
This afternoon is an Altair sewing class, and that would also, I don't think I had anyone reach out to me, but if you have a Destiny, you could do that class as well, but in Altair and the Stellar sewing
Altair
set,
Stellar sewing.
Dream Machine, that would work
Yes.
too. And I had somebody ask me that's from out of town. They said, how can we watch or how can we get into a class? Because we don't put the complimentary classes on the calendar, but I'm thinking maybe we should. Maybe I could, somebody could go ahead. We'll have somebody in the store do that and put those on there too. We kind of throw them up as we sell the machines. So, but we could put them up there too and people could sign up. I think we should do that. What do you think, Patrick?
I think the more the merrier.
So
The more the merrier. I made that up. I know.
you never would have guessed.
I just have a song in my heart and it just comes out sometimes. If you've done a class with me, sometimes I sing in class.
So the Technique Tuesday, were we gonna do?
Michelle's already done it.
Oh, sweet. So
Michelle,
next week
Are
I will
we
do.
on the ball?
I will do.
Today's-
I haven't posted it yet though.
Today's
so.
Technique Tuesday is how to create an applicant
We'll have you explain it to
in
them.
IQ Designer or Design Center.
Cool.
I'll have you sit down and explain it to him what you
So
did.
next week, a bunch of people were like, "It'd be great if you do that Technique Tuesday about how to access classes or save classes after the
Oh,
fact."
Patrick's gonna do.
So I'll do a Technique Tuesday
That's a Patrick one.
next weekend, where I can share my screen and stuff like that. And then let me talk deal of the day and
Wait,
stuff like
let
that.
me go
and then
through
I'll
the
get out of
calendar
way.
first. And no, you're going to stay here for a minute. Tomorrow morning's going to be aerial sewing. Aerial is going to be the same as Journey, Aria, and then we can also put the crescendo in there in the 30-50. So Miss Roseanne, if you're on here, that's going to be tomorrow, and I did email you finally about that. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be Red, White, and Bloom, but there is also a Solaris and Luminaire embroidery class from 2 to 5. So I have that conflicting. Hopefully those people aren't in the same class. But Solaris, Luminaire embroidery, if you haven't taken that class, call the store. We can still put you in for that. 2 to 5. And then again, Red, White, and Bloom is also going to be 2 to 5. We have some East Coast people, and I don't want them, at 9 o'clock. Although people sew at 9 o'clock, right? I do sometimes. Yeah.
All the time.
And then on Thursday, there is an aerial embroidery class, which is going to be the same as the Journey. So aerial or Journey, that's going to be on Thursday. It's going to be Thursday morning to 10 to noon. So Friday we have our first special guest coming in. It's going to be Kimberbell Huckabee. She
Kimberbell?
Kimberly. I got Kimberbell on the brain. Kimberly Huckabee is going to be here, and she is our rep that represents Hoffman Fabrics, and she represents Riley Blake and E.E. Shank. And we've done an order, so we're going to be showing off some of the new product there. She also represents, Gypsy Quilter, so she's going to show us some of those new products. It's going to be really fun, and we'll do a Friday giveaway. Maybe there'll be some other stuff.
And what should be like our Friday quilt show giveaway? Like we normally do a big giveaway at the quilt show.
We do a big giveaway. We usually give away
like a $1,000 sewing machine.
Are we giving away?
I don't know. You got to tune in Friday to figure it out.
We'll be giving something. Maybe we'll just give some good stuff away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do a quilt show giveaway for all those days. Like, no. Doesn't have to be.
Well, like we did
one
giveaway at the quilt show. We did one giveaway at the quilt show.
One giveaway at the quilt show on Saturday.
We'll do a big giveaway. So in any case, the
wait, I wasn't done.
Okay.
Okay. There is a Solaris Luminaire IQ class on Friday. This is a complimentary class. So, and this goes over the IQ designer or the design center part of your machine. It's going to be on Friday from 10 to 1 o'clock. Shauna's going to be here. She's going to be here on Friday and Saturday, so she's going to do that class. She does an excellent job. You know, I hadn't watched
one. And we're staying open late on Friday, too.
Yeah, for all those people who want to go to the quilt show and then you want to come here afterwards.
To get the greatest deals.
Yes. We're going to do that. Friday will be open. Are we open late Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Just Friday till 6. Thursday, you know us. We'll stay until the last person leaves. But
yes. But Friday is that Luminaire Solaris IQ class from 10 to 1 o'clock. It's different than the upgrade classes. Upgrade classes you pay for. This IQ class is included unless you didn't get your machine from us, and then there is a small fee, but it is well worth it. And then in the afternoon, there's going to be another soprano. It's a soprano sewing class, which is the $13.50. And again, if you have the Brilliant, the Lyric, the 900, 950, 700, those are all go into that class too. So you have 2 shots to take that class this morning, 10 to noon, or Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. And next week,
we'll talk about next week later.
No, just really quickly. There's God Bless America,
this is my life, right? Like I'm like, let's do okay.
9 o'clock is going to be God Bless America. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's on the 14th from, I don't know, there's no 9 o'clock anywhere in there, so I don't know why I said that. 10 to 1. This is on the calendar, and Summer Nights is next week. You need to make sure you come down and get your kit. And then the Sweet Pea Flower Power, we'll have to, Michelle, let's add another session because that's sold out.
Okay.
But that one is sold out. We'll add another session at the end of the month. Maybe we'll add one more session because that bag is cute, and it's one of those ones that make you think really hard. So if you don't feel like thinking, take the class because Michelle's going to do the thinking for you.
So Betty asked if there's a way, so for anybody who's purchased a machine with an embedded, this is the way of the world, right? You buy a computer now and the computer doesn't come with an instruction booklet, or like most electronics are not coming with instruction booklets. They come with apps.
But as far as I know,
they
all come with
manuals.
It except the Luminaire and Solaris.
So for now, but I think this is going to be more and more prevalent. You can transfer your manual via PDF to a thumb drive and have that printed. For those that have done that, it's generally a very, very nice finished product, but very expensive. And so you can go to eBay.
Yeah.
And there are some people that do very nice work there, and they're significantly more affordable.
Yeah, so if I were you, Betty, I would go onto eBay and just do a search for Luminaire manual, Solaris manual, and I want to say it's like $59.99, and they have everything, and it's all wire bound.
To have it printed, though, because we at one point looked at having them printed, it was significantly more expensive than what was on eBay. So I think eBay is your best bet.
And And you know what? Give that internal manual a try. I think you would find.
She says it's hard on her eyes.
You know, you can blow it up. You just pinch and do that, and then it'll be.
Works on machines, not on maps.
Not on a physical map. Patrick tried once. He was like,
I was in the middle of nowhere in Montana, and I was like trying to see something. I was like, my buddy's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, nothing.
he was trying to like.
I was trying to blow it up.
On a regular map. Yeah, a paper
Yeah,
map.
paper map. Doesn't work on paper. So are the little fries still available?
Yes, I still have that. It's still up on the site at 20% off. Whether you buy the kit or the blank, it's 20% off. So and you get the design. You'll get the video recording and everything.
So we are still caught up on service. So still very good time to service. I'm going to talk deal of the day really fast, and then I'll get going so I can get the register. So it was super hot last week, and a bunch of people
You should
asked.
let Michelle has class at 10. So we should do these two ladies so they can pop in here and then do deal of the day. Because they have a class at 10.
All right, I'm
All right.
stepping out of the way, and then we'll talk deal of the day.
You can stay here. We have a new employee that we would like to introduce.
Welcome, Miss Suzanne Harmon.
Yay!
Good morning.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, my background, I'm a native Nevadan. I'm pretty proud of that, and graduated from UNR. I worked in the medical field for probably 15 years and the forensic field for almost 25 years.
She was a CSI.
CSI, isn't that exciting?
It was
just like the
just
show.
as glamorous as the show.
Right,
I'm sure.
right. I've been retired for 8 years. I've sewn pretty much all of my life. And then I think because I stalked these people, I've been in their store so much, they gave me a job.
Yay!
And I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be teaching classes. And I can sew and I can talk. But I found out that when you're teaching the class, you have to sew and talk and run the camera.
And move a camera.
And look for comments. So I think it's walking and chewing gum to the fourth power. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty excited.
I think it's going to be great. So
Yeah.
we couldn't be more excited to have Suzanne on the team. We've been talking for probably 6 months.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a theme with the folks who work with us that like often conversations begin and it foments, whatever you want to call that. Fermentation. What a wonderful process.
It's like kimchi. Our employees
She
are
knows
like
all
kimchi.
about that.
Yeah.
She knows all about that.
Kimchi's good.
No, it's not.
Michelle's saying it's not good.
yeah.
So we're super excited to have Miss Suzanne joining the team, and she's going to be a great fit. She's a great
here.
fit. So we're super excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we'll have another announcement this week too. But it's
And-
funny because we were talking over the weekend where it was like, how lucky are we that this has worked out the way it's worked out.
Yes.
So
And then Michelle's going to talk about
I'm gonna put
technique.
cash in the register and stuff like that.
You're going
I'll
to come
be right
back for
Yep.
and then we have to do our giveaway.
You can do that.
Oh, can you bring it up for me? Okay, Michelle's going to talk about Technique Tuesday, what you're going to find on there.
Hey,
Everyone says welcome, welcome, welcome. You're the most
Yay.
welcoming group of people.
They are. They're the best ladies.
They're so good.
So, Technique Tuesday, I had, again, I pulled from the list of topics that you all presented on the live feed not too long ago. But one of them was, how do I create an applique using IQ Designer or My Design Center? So that's what we did.
Incredible.
So I just took a basic shape. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a little teapot. And I turned it into an applique. Good morning, Betty. I turned it into an applique using just Design Center. So it's great. It's fun. Key word here, simple design, simple outline. We always want to start with the hardest thing first, right? That's kind of how we roll. But hope you enjoy it. It's fun. It was fun.
Yeah, so, and that's going to be something that you can do on your Luminaire, your Solaris, Dream Machine,
Destiny.
anything with IQ Designer or Design Center.
Four
you
models
can do it
of
with a Solaris.
Yeah, 4 models of multi-needle. So the Venture, the Valiant, the PR1055, the PR1050X.
Yeah, so you can do it on the multi-needle too, and Stellar XE1, XJ1.
Meridian. Doesn't
the Meridian.
It's embroidery, isn't it? Doesn't it have
So anything that has that, you can do it on any of those. And I mean, and it's so exciting because
it was really fun.
You can also do that from an embroidery design too. But here is just a. So, did you scan this? How did
I in the video, what I did with this is I scanned it on my flatbed scanner and saved it as a JPEG to a USB drive.
Okay.
However, because that seems to be the way that you can get the cleanest, sharpest image into Design Center and IQ Designer. However, you could just print it out and scan it using your scan board. Again, simple lines, nothing complex. And then if you needed to join lines, you could just use the pencil tool in Design Center IQ. But essentially it was wonderful. It was so fun. And then my finished project using this, I did it 2 ways. I did it once using just a basic blanket stitch on the sewing machine side of my sewing machine. So you have to go slow and follow the lines. And then go slow, follow the lines, not so much mine. So in the embroidery side of my sewing machine, or my embroidery machine, I actually embroidered it out as an applique, and then I put a flower on top of it.
Very cute.
So it's something that you can just start basic and add to it.
All right, awesome. You ladies are free to go.
You are free to move about the
You are free to. You've got 8 minutes till class starts. Deal of the day.
This was just
We're kind of wham bamming it right now. But these are going to be the deal of the day today. So we're going to start. I mean, it's summertime, and I think we had some hot days this weekend. These are going to be the Baneco Air Filters. Patrick, I don't even know if they're. Hey, Patrick, are these up?
They should be, yes.
I think they're up. What's the discount?
It's all on the website. It's like $10 to $15 below MAP.
Okay, so they're. Why don't you go ahead and explain?
So last week when it was so hot, we had several calls regarding fans. We had asked a question last week regarding the air filters. I got shipping notification on air filters this morning. So, and it takes them about for whatever reason, their shipping method tends to take like a week to 10 days. But several people last week asked about fans. So while it is much cooler this week and beautiful outside, we put the fans on today. We have 3 different models in stock. We have the Baneco F210, we have the Baneco F235, and we have the Baneco F120. Baneco calls these fans air showers. And the purpose of the air shower is it sends a stream of tubular air, or turbulent air, I should say. And as Baneco would instruct you, the best way to use the fan, I mean, you can turn the fan and just blow it on yourself. They're very quiet. They're very powerful. If you remember our displays in our store, we had them set up on one side of the store aimed at a kind of hanging display on the other side of the store, and it would blow that around. And part of the reason it does that is it does blow a pretty significant stream of air in one direction. But what Baneco tells you to do is place your fan in such a way that you are mixing the cooler air from low with the warmer air from high. And so in our house, as an easy example, we have the F230, which is the prior model of the F235. That's a fan that comes with 3 different sections. So you can put it down near the floor, or, you can use 2 section and put it up high. It might mix some of the air, Elizabeth, but I don't think so. What these will literally do, like in my house, I put the fan on a landing between, we have 6 steps up from Jeannie's sewing room and then 6 steps up to our bedrooms. And there's a skylight at the top of those stairs, which is the hottest portion of the house. And it's funny because what you do is you take the fan and you aim it at that hottest portion of the house. I had a gal who had a sewing studio essentially as a loft. And in that sewing studio, she was like, I take my fan and I put it at the bottom of the stairs, aiming at that loft, and the whole temperature in the loft drops by like 8 to 10 degrees. Hottest portion of the house kind of thing. So in our house, you aim it at the skylight. And what happens is it cools the air in the skylight, and that air drops because it's cooler, and it creates a pressure differential in the house that pulls the cool air up from low. So you guys have all heard that story that Jeannie talked about walking home the first year we had the Baneco fans, and we walked into her sewing room, which was generally the coolest place in the house by like 15 to 20 degrees. And it was, her room was probably 8 to 10 degrees warmer. She was like mad. She's like, you're stealing my cold air.
Yeah.
But
I like it nice and cold down there.
But it very much is an effective way to keep the air cool in your house and to decrease those differences in heat. Like if you have a very cool downstairs and a very hot upstairs, you just put it at the base of the fan, blowing that cool air upstairs, and that pressure differential creates quite a difference. And it's funny, it was very, very hot when we ordered Baneco fans. We've had them, 3 years now? And we couldn't get them. Like, I put in an order in April, and there was a heat wave in Europe, and people don't have AC in Europe, and Baneco is based in Switzerland. And it took me probably 2 months to get the fans because Europe was buying all the fans. So the fans are amazing. It's kind of one of those things where you just got to trust me on that. But the fans are awesome. We actually took home an F210. So I have an F35, or I have an F30 at home that we use on our landing. But then in our living areas, we have one living area that does not have a ceiling fan. And as you know, Jeannie is a air conditioning miser.
I've been so much better. Although,
hey Al, could you unlock the door and man the front? So so she's a air conditioning miser.
I usually tell the kids they can't turn it on until
she's like, take off your clothes
until it hits 95.
I've
been letting them just turn it on though. I'm trying to be good with that.
We take the F210, and this is actually great. Like if you're in a house where you don't have a ceiling fan in a room or something like that, you take the F210 and you position it directly in the middle of the floor, and it's turbulent air. So when it hits they call it air shower. Until you experience it, you don't really understand how effective it is. But it blows this turbulent air up, it hits the ceiling, and it equally spreads, and it just cools the entire room. It's incredibly effective. So the fans that we have on are the F235, which is their top of the line fan. You can set it up as a desk fan, a mid-size, or they're about 3.5 feet high. They're incredibly quiet, incredibly powerful. The F235, if you had an F230, the benefit of the F235 is it is Bluetooth enabled. So you can use an app, like if you set it up in a bedroom or if you set it up at some place in your house, you can control it from your phone. You don't even need to get up.
If you're good at that kind of stuff.
I'm not
good at that kind of stuff. I like to use a light switch to turn things on and off, but so many people are just making their house wireless.
So, it's wireless and it's awesome. The F210 is the same fan, but only set up to be on the floor or on the desk. So it doesn't have the different pole sections that you can add and subtract. And then the F120 is better for smaller spaces, or perfect if you really want to be in an area where you can blow directly onto yourself. So great warranties on the fan, easy warranty service. We've sold a couple hundred of them. I've seen one bad fan.
It was bad out of the box, wasn't it?
It was like the pole connections to an F30 weren't quite tight, so it didn't quite work. And so I made a phone call. They sent me one out that day, and I just replaced the fan for that customer. So excellent customer service, very high quality. And I think probably the biggest testimony, and Shelly, it's so funny. Thank you for the kind words regarding the fan. But Shelly's a great example. The majority of my Baneco customers have purchased more than one fan. That's kind of the biggest.
Or the filters.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest testimonial is our Baneco customers generally start with one and then they buy like several. So like in our house, we've got two. They're really kind of two areas where they were needed. But we have one customer. They live up in Tahoe, and that's not Shelly, but like they must have bought 5 or 6 of them. Like they're like, we put them at the base of every stair in the house, and kind of multiple different sections of the house to make sure that the temperature is controlled and maintained in the house. So that said, that's the deal of the day.
Can you do
this? Is an
random...
internet. This is an internet-enabled product. Meaning, you can find this stuff on eBay or on eBay. You can find this stuff on like Amazon or other websites. We've beat all online prices, so they're up and they're there. I've got all 3 versions in stock and kind of several of each. Although I have more on order too. So. I've got it.
Okay.
And then let's do our giveaway, which also happens to be Baneco fans.
These are the tabletop ones. These are the ones that you can plug into your sewing machine or your computer, or and then it can be your own little personal fan. So,
and you guys are hearing the remnants of my allergies, but it's gotten kind of crazy in my household. Like, yesterday was a great example. I was out just briefly yesterday, but every time I go outside, I'm like a snot factory. I'm like totally fine in the mornings. We've been running the Baneco P500.
When we're supposed to oil our machines. Did you see that question?
I will answer that in a moment.
Okay.
So, for our giveaway, what was the question?
The question was, what UFOs do you have, and why have you not finished them, ladies? Why?
So, in order to win the giveaway, you must have answered that question. And if it chooses our answer, then we'll go to YouTube. But start raffle and pick random winner. Here we go.
And it has to, like Patrick says, it has to answer that question. And it...
Cat's Meow. Myra Long.
Myra, you haven't finished your Cat's Meow? That was from... I think that was with...
For Myra.
That was with when Donna was teaching classes here. And that was 5 to 6 years ago. But that's okay.
And then, winner number 2.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Today's going to be crazy. You can just tell.
We can just tell. It's going to be crazy today. This one did not answer the question. It said tracked. What was that? I don't know what that is. This was wanting a deal on Scan and Cuts, which wasn't the question. They were 3 so far that
we're
looking for
picking
UFOs.
all the comments that don't answer USO.
Oh, This one was explanation of lock, stock, and barrel, so it doesn't count.
And somebody called us and said lock, stock, and barrel are actually all the parts to a musket. You have the lock, like, you know, the lock is what you pull back to fire, the stock, and then the barrel. Here, older projects, I get overwhelmed.
So El Marie.
So El Marie.
I have been forcing finish my older projects before I get overwhelmed when I have too many projects going on. I think that's a lot of us. We just get overwhelmed. So this is for you, Miss El Marie. Can you write that on there? And
then, so El Marie and Myra, we will reach out to you. And then, last but not least, in answer to your question, there aren't too many places, Betty, that it's recommended that you add oil to the sewing machine. Sewing machine oil goes a long way. If you add too much of it, it can oxidize and turn black. That said, I mean, you can add a drop of oil to kind of the base of your needle bar, lower your needle and put a single drop of oil there. But you may want to wipe that off so it doesn't get on your fabric. You can put a single drop of oil in the bottom of your hook. But once again, there aren't too many places that they recommend you add oil. It is possible to over oil these machines. What I would tell you is take advantage of our little quick clean service when you're worried about something like that. So it's already very busy in the store, so we're going to get going. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Congratulations to our winners. Keep an open eye. Tomorrow we will label all the deals in the store, but the deals are going on in the store starting right now. So we look forward to seeing all of you. Have a fantastic day and
be creative and make something awesome, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Can you cancel both?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I always do both, babe.